All right, guys, welcome back. Another episode of Explore Yarns with your mates. This time we've got a couple in the studio. First time having two people in here, so let's see how we go. But we've got Bobby and Jen from Ultimate Cruiser. How are we, team?
Good, mate. How yourself?
Not too bad. Got a couple of cold ones here to settle the nerves. Oh, you wanted a Larry can, didn't you?
I'll give it a go.
I'll take the mid.
Jen can have the midi since she's driving.
Thank you.
I'm going to have a midi as well, actually. All right. Well, happy days. Let's kick it off, I guess, for anyone that probably isn't familiar with your content and what you guys are up to. Why don't you give us a brief intro?
This is all you.
Basically, kicked off with a 79 build.
Yep.
Bit of a one-of-a-kind sort of chassis up. With the dream of maybe travelling one day.
Yep.
That was before I met Jen. So, yeah, and then I built it and kept building it, and then next minute we got a little window where we could travel, and we bailed.
Yep.
We had we set off for probably 3 months, and we ended up going for 9 months. So
yep.
just proof that you can make it work. But yeah, mate, it's been great. It's been good. Adventure, met so many legends, and
so it was a bit of a working holiday, or was it just a holiday?
Well, it started off as a holiday.
Yeah.
But then we sort of realised how much you network and meet people, and job offers were coming up and stuff, and we thought, pretty nice. Broom's pretty nice. Got a job offer there. That was sick.
Yep.
It's a good spot to be for a couple of months. So yeah, it just kind of worked like that. And then next minute, I mean, we weren't planning on being home yet either. Like we were still going to try and make it work. But
yep. With everything that's happening.
Yeah. So we're just grounded for a bit, but that's all right because I was getting a bit bored. I'm building that toy hauler.
Yep.
So I wanted a tinny, and I really wanted a quad, and I wanted a motorbike. So, I mean, it's keep me busy. I'm building that. So
yeah, happy days. Well, we'll get into all of that later. I guess the progression, but you guys obviously started your trip, bit of fun, started running Instagram page, which has obviously taken off a little bit. You guys obviously, who does the editing of the photos? I had a feeling it wasn't you, Bobby.
I don't do anything. I just get on the piss and put up stories.
Yeah.
And then regret them and delete them the next morning.
Yeah, right. So,
I'm pretty much onto him every day. I'm like, you're getting so slack with your stories. So.
Yeah.
Well, once you took over, it just got so much better.
Yeah. So you do all the little editing for all the photos that goes up.
Yeah, videos, all of that. Yeah.
Couldn't do a caption to save herself, but
Nah.
No, don't like
Emoji
the
caption, that's pretty much
that's
me.
it.
But
as long as it's up there, it doesn't matter. Hey.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, where you guys sort of started, you were building something pretty different. So we might start from there, which is, I guess, how you got from where you are now to where you are now. So
yeah,
you were building the Ultimate Cruiser, and it was pretty different to anything that was getting around at that point in time when you started. So why don't you run us through what the go was there?
What happened?
Because it was supposed to be a 200.
200, yeah. So it was, and we got it going. But there was a bit of a... it was out of my hands. One of the shops left a copper washer inside the motor.
Right.
And missed a vital O-ring for the scavenge pump. So the car ran for about 15 minutes before it nearly detonated itself. In good faith, they put a new motor in my car.
Okay.
But by that time, I still was having a bit of trouble talking to the twin turbos, so the 200 series.
Yeah. So it was a 200 series motor in
full,
the 79.
Yeah, high flow turbos, injectors, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
It should have been good for about 300, 350 horsepower.
Yeah.
But big torque and just good drivability. Spent, mate, countless hours making it work. Like it's not just as easy as throwing it in.
Yeah.
Late nights. About 3 years, the whole build took me.
Yeah, right.
By that time, mate, well,
just about over.
I'd had enough. Yeah, I just did. Trying to make the 200 work. I could have. I was there, but
has it been done before?
Oh, they reckon no, not in a 79.
Yeah,
a lot of people have tried. They reckon somewhere overseas they make a 200 series with a manual.
Okay.
But no, it hasn't been done. I still got all the stuff there to do it, but mate, I'd built this awesome car and it was just dragging on, and I was like, I'm renowned for getting away on weekends, and I just had this car that I was just looking at. It was driving me crazy. So when it all turned to shit, Goodwill, they had to put a new motor in, and I've just left it alone basically.
So they put a 79
stock standard 79.
Yeah.
Took it to power curve, put a tune in the clutch, mate, and that's what we've been traveling Australia with.
I'm sure you were probably at wit's end with the build process.
It wasn't probably not long after we met, he nearly sold the whole thing because he was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to put more time into it, but
Yeah.
I convinced him
Sad
to keep
enough, mate.
going. And I'm pretty sure his whole page convinced him to keep going.
Yeah, right.
Had some good mates help me too. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of them's not here anymore, but they turned it around. I'd had enough. I was just sick of it, and they pulled me out of the shit and got
Yeah.
me back on track. And now we're driving around in it,
So
traveling Australia.
That's the go. So it went from being 200 series motor, and did you have 20s on it or 18s?
Yeah, big tyres and
It was sort of a
bit of a mall crawler
bit of a
kind of
mall
thing.
crawler
Yeah.
type setup, and then obviously decided you guys were going to take off for a quick hot lap or a bit of an explorer, and then
Turned a bit of a tourer.
bit of a tourer. So how long once you got the new motor in and you decided to kit it out for touring, how long did that process sort of take you?
Oh, mate.
We went away over Christmas and just after New Year's.
Yeah.
And then in January we made the call and we said we'll go in March, but it dragged out a little bit.
But I
longer.
basically did like a canopy build, fit out, all anti-drive gear, everything, bull bar, winch, side steps, racks, everything in like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we spent majority of our money to go traveling with before we'd even left.
I said to him when we left, I'm like, I think we've got enough money for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But
So
we
that
made
just
it
goes to
work.
show.
Well, we've actually got the Instagram here. We're doing something a bit different this time. We've got the TV screen going. So if we go back, I should be able to see it when you guys were building it with the 200 motor. Hey,
Should do. There's
probably got to go a fair way
yeah,
back
well,
after
we're
the
just-
holiday foot pics.
Yeah, mate, that'll go on forever, I'd say.
Forever. Where are we
Blame me.
here? We got
Kakadu.
we got
There you
miles
go.
to go back. All right, well, we'll
to go.
skip that and we'll basically just pull up a photo here so everyone at home can see. And this is kind of, when she loads, this is kind of the finished product.
Yeah.
So single cab 79. What year is it?
She's an 08.
08. And then that's all AR. No, TJM bar.
TJM stuff.
TJM bar work. And the canopy you built at home.
Yeah, so we
We're
got
in
a
a shed, made shed. Where do you do all the
yeah,
all the
I
work?
just got good mates. I got real handy mates that are overqualified and have all the gear and stuff. So I'm lucky I just sort of slide in there whenever I got to knock something up, and they teach me as I go, which means I can do it at a half decent price as well. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, knocked it all up. I basically just built a dedicated canopy and tray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's fixed.
Yeah, so what started all that was I got the tray built, and then I sat the roof, the Bush Company rooftop tent on there.
Yep.
And it was like perfect dimensions to marry in with the headboard, and I was like, just knock up a couple of sides and put it back on it, and then
Yeah, right.
canopy's done. So I actually used my tent as my roof.
Oh, okay.
So it's just two sides,
Yeah.
couple of runners, and then a full back piece, and that was made. So yeah.
Right.
That's how I just had to get it done, and it's nothing's cracked. It's been
Yeah,
the whole
right.
way around the country and hasn't had a problem. So
Yeah, no water leaks, nothing like that.
nothing. No, that's
No.
really good.
Oh, happy days. So where did it all start? Where did the passion, like, have you always been into full drives?
Oh, I've always been into getting away.
Yeah.
More so that than I've always been pretty creative. I sort of grew up racing bikes, and Dad was a mechanic.
Yep.
So I sort of I always had a project. I did an FJ45 like ground up a few years back.
Yep.
I kind of just one of those fellas that always needs something going on.
Yep,
I've got
just something to tinker with.
yeah, even if like whether it's just something I can flick on the couch and try and find parts for over night time, or whether I'm just like learning, or yeah, I love having a go and making shit. I'm probably addicted to that just as much as I am addicted to getting
actual
away.
travelling.
Yeah, so
Yep.
getting into the cruiser, I bought it off my uncle and just needed a bit of work.
Yep.
And was over at Stratty and put me neck sideways and put myself in a bit of an injury. So I was like, I'll pull this thing apart and clean her up, and that's how it started. I pulled it all back to the bare bones
Yep.
after probably a couple of too many beers,
Yeah.
and then 3 years later I got it back
3
together.
years later.
Yeah.
That's what I'm scared of. That's why I'd never do something
Nah, don't
as
do it,
massive build like that. It'd still be in pieces.
We were together a year and he didn't have a car the whole time.
I had a
was
truck,
like,
yeah.
Do you even own a car?
I just had
You
a
just truck, I think you.
yeah
Going
8.5 ton truck that me and Jen went everywhere.
Yeah. And what about you, Jen? Did you grow up with any camping, forward driving passions, or?
Not full driving, but
No.
I definitely used to go camping a lot at Double Island and those sorts of places. But
Yep.
we definitely had that interest, like beach, surfing. I definitely do not surf, but just going away on weekends and stuff, I definitely have an interest in. So as soon as we had the idea of Australia, which was it's hard to quit your job and take that leap.
Oh, it's a big call.
You do not regret it in any way.
Nah.
So loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
I sort of had to do it. I'd been telling my mates for so many years that I was going.
And
then I was like, I don't do it now. They're never going to believe me.
Sometimes it's a good thing to just keep telling people you're going to do something because then you have to do it.
Yeah, I used to make the call.
Yeah.
But it's awesome, mate. It's probably the best thing we've ever done. And still, it's changed us. Definitely changed the way we look at things. We might be back for now, but we're definitely back on the road at some point.
Yeah. The old COVID's slowed everything up a little bit at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep talking about the build. So let's sort of start from the ground up. Run us through like wheels, tyres, suspension. And you had a few dramas on the road with wheels. So
Yeah. Oh, mate, I had so many dramas. I don't know whether it's just me but we snapped tie rods. We had wheels fall off. We had all sorts of shit. Basically, what happened, the build was ground up. And from getting it registered and on the road to leaving on the trip, I'd done 6,000 Ks.
Yeah, right.
So, like, shit was still settling in.
Yeah.
Mate, we had some near death, a couple of times.
Because did you lose a rear tyre?
We lost 3 wheels. Well, we kept them on, but like one had one nut hanging on. Yeah. And the other one had lost. It had 3 hanging on, and then one sheared all the studs and fallen off. So we had recently like a wheel balance done in Cairns. Yeah. And we head off inland up the range, and we're sort of going this real windy range. I don't know what it's called. Someone will know, but I was like, it's sort of if you head straight east from Cairns.
The Gillies range, southern side.
So that'd be the Gillies.
Yeah,
Gillies
so
range.
We went at the top of that, and I cannot say anything to him about his car because, and I just got in there thinking, I'm sure it's meant to be driving better, but it doesn't feel right. And I once again said something, and he's like, "Yes, I know." And then he pulled over to get some fuel, and we looked, and there was 3 nuts that had nearly like.
No, there was one.
There was one, but how many are on there? 5.
Yeah.
So 4 of them had shaved off.
Yeah, the one on there, and the whole rim was just full of aluminium. So we still don't know what it come down to.
What was doing it?
Well, what all I put it down to is it's 4.2 ton.
Yeah.
So alloys are probably something I wouldn't go again for touring.
Unless you sort of, they do have different load ratings.
They do, and they have different torque specs as well.
Yeah.
So you just don't know. I mean, we don't know. We just got it in for a balance and a wheel alignment, and we don't know whether they talked him up with a rattle gun or whether they did him up finger tight. I don't know. Yeah. We just jumped in the car, went up the Gillies range, and nearly lost the whole show. But we got it. I mean, we checked them all and nipped them all up after we nearly lost that first one. Yeah. And then we're probably, how long was it after that other one fell off?
It was the next day.
Coming around the corner in the outback, probably sitting. I think we were on our way to Cloncurry.
Yeah.
Some
middle bloody nowhere.
But yeah, so we come around the corner and the car the engine just starts free revving, and I'm like, oh shit! I said we must have done a uni joint. I think my tail shaft's hanging on the ground, and I revved it again, and it did it again. I thought better pull over. And as I pulled over, the car's run over the wheel, and we were so lucky because we were literally coming like we were hauling around the corner.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy, and within 15, so these guys pulled over and helped us out. They jacked us up. I carried spare studs. Yeah. And we were back on the road in like half an hour, still alive.
It's wild how close. Like that'd be a trip ender.
I was ready to go home. I was like, do we just send it home?
That wasn't even the worst one. When the tie rod snapped coming back from the Cape. Yeah. We ended up in the trees at 80 Ks.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, it snapped
we were in a remote place, so that was even...
We were half an hour south of the Jardine Ferry, so it's about 4 or 5 hours corrugations. Yeah. If you get towed from out there, it's probably like $5,000 tow or something like that.
That's it.
And then she just snapped, and I was just steering straight ahead, and it just went straight into the trees. Luckily, we missed anything big, just bowled a couple of little ones over, and lived to tell the tale.
A bit of a scare.
Big time.
I was on my phone. I've just looked up and I'm like,
What are you doing?
oh.
She starts to question me. Like, I didn't hold back on spending any money on that yet.
Yeah.
Not even in anywhere.
Yeah.
Everything. And I'm all going, babe, we got the best of the best. And this thing falling apart.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah, I mean, we got it all sorted. It's sort of, you don't really do a car restoration from the ground up and then just put a canopy on it and go around
Disappear.
Australia. You're
Yeah.
supposed to do little weekend trips and
Get
through
all the
the
niggly bits and pieces.
get through
out.
the
Yeah.
teeth and so you know, you'd even find that shit comes loose even. It doesn't matter how hard you swing off it.
Yeah, that's it. So what suspension are you running under it?
Mate, I had all Fox.
Yeah.
I had Fox everything. Dobinson's coils, airbags, everything.
Yep.
Yesterday I put Superior 2.5s in.
Yep.
I've been hearing really good
things.
stuff. Yeah.
So far, pretty happy.
Well, I've only put the front in.
Yep.
I've driven home and then down here today. And I'm stoked. I can't believe how I wrestled that car around Australia now
Yep.
compared to how it is driving down here. Even Jen can notice in the passenger seat. Just pulling
Wild
out.
how much of a difference good
Yeah,
suspension
I
can
think
make.
it just the valve's a lot stiffer
make. Yep.
and the big girl's pretty
Yeah,
heavy.
when you're up at that 4-ton mark, you need
Yeah.
specifically valve.
And when you start to go high and maintain like a 4-inch lift,
Yep.
you got pretty heavy spring rates. So I didn't really know, but the boys sort of saying like you need a good rebound.
Yep.
Otherwise your shockey's
Just
not
bouncing the
in
whole
with
time.
your spring. And mate, I can't believe it. It's like a different car. I've got to get the back set up. Can't
Yep.
wait. But yeah, so had all Fox over to Superior now. Adjustable's probably the key thing
Yep.
with weight, being able to wind it all up. But yeah, wasn't really happy with Fox, to be
We'll
honest.
pull another photo up here because the old canopy setup, she is pretty trick. So what are you running there? You've obviously got 2 fridges on the drop down slides.
Yeah, we got 2 Snowmaster 60 litres.
Yep.
One's a fridge, one's a freezer.
Perfect.
And then in between that photo, there's a slide out pantry
Yep.
on the Dunham Watson tilt slides. Yeah, that's just all. I knocked all up at apply, and just marine carpet it, put a
Yep.
few trimmings on it and stuff like that.
Way you went.
Yeah,
One thing I do like, and I'm pretty much going to copy, to be honest, is the old slide out kitchen.
yeah,
in the
it's
rear.
good. Yeah, really good. So
Is that your domain, Jen?
Oh,
Who does the
Actually-
cooking?
I did a bit of cooking.
babe, who does the cooking?
Yeah, I'm going to say you do the cooking now. Pretty much because of the dirty slides that we have. So Bobby didn't get a chance to put it in a frame as such.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it needs to slide in. Now, I always plan on doing it, but we just
Yeah.
didn't have time.
Yep.
It needs to slide into its own area that's
box.
sealed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, credit to Dunham Watson Slides. We went the whole way around Australia, and those things have been dragged through like 300-metre long creek crossings, mud.
Yeah, right. So that's fully exposed.
Mate, I just
Yeah.
give them a bit of WD-40
WD-40.
daily, and they go back in. I've had times where I've had to gurney them out.
All my
Jesus.
clothes have black lines across here because if I lean
Oh, you
up,
lean on the
so I'm
kitchen?
Like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Do you
But
know what I mean?
that kitchen was so good.
Yeah.
I
Very
don't know.
handy.
Imagine it. I don't know. I couldn't do it if I had to set up a table every day and
Yeah.
pull
Well,
out the.
That's legit why I'm copying it, is
Yeah.
because I just wanted something that's
Make sure you go a big weather shield like that,
yeah.
because
For this, what did you have? A 3-burner?
we had a Dometic 3-burner and a sink with like hot and cold water,
Yep.
and even with that, you can't cook in many places around Australia half
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Like you get over the west in the wrong time of the year, and,
Blowing.
mate.
Well, that's what I've been trying to work out with my new truck at the moment. I'm thinking about going the sink with hot and cold water.
yeah.
I'm letting all the cats out of the bag here, but
That's all right.
and I was going to scrap doing the gas cooker for that exact reason, and I don't want to carry gas, and I was going to look at probably just
Lithium.
having induction cooker.
So we went to we bought an induction cooktop at Broome,
Yep.
and if you got the power,
Yep.
you'd
Yeah.
never do gas again.
Yeah, right. So you guys are happy with it?
Yeah, really good. We got 2 fridges, like a fridge and a freezer.
Yep.
Plus we have a microwave.
Oh, okay.
So if you're not moving, for days on end, you might struggle a little bit with the induction. Like I know Justin uses them from trimming a van, and
Yep.
but he probably does majority of his cooking in the caravan. So
Yeah,
they will
exactly.
suck a bit of juice, but if you can get a good lithium setup, you'll get by.
What you do have solar up here with this?
Yeah,
with
so
this
we
photo
got
up?
a full Energive setup.
Yep.
With the Sign Marine, we got a 200 amp hour lithium B-Tech, I think it is.
Yep.
300 watts of solar on the roof, so they're two 150s.
Which is ample.
Yeah, well, on a good day, we'll get 18, 19 amps out of that.
Yep.
Especially like with the tent lifted up 45 degrees facing in the sun, you'll get that all the way down till the sun goes down. So that's huge. To give you an idea, both fridges and freezers, if they're struggling a bit, they'll probably draw 5-6 amps.
Yep.
So we are sort of
Feeding it back in.
getting back on top of it.
Which is good, son.
The microwave sucks a bit out of it. We knock up our coffees in that in the morning, and that sucks a bit. But that yeah, mate. If you can get the power to run a induction cooktop, you'll never look back because, we literally couldn't keep the gas up to those.
To the
It's just too windy, mate. You'll blow it out.
I find that even with our barbecue.
Yeah, there you go.
Same sort of thing. Like if you get a good bit of breeze coming through, then it just doesn't transfer any heat through to the plate.
No, mate, big time. If you're going to go down that way, definitely go induction.
So you've got the 2 fridges, your pantry, your kitchen, and then I don't have a photo of the other side of the truck here, but what's on the other side of the canopy?
Just all our clothes. The Anadrive system's in there. There's a big battery buried underneath there, but it's mainly just 3 drawers. Yep. My clothes, Jen's clothes, and then camera gear.
Yeah, righto.
So Jen does a fair bit of her stuff. So we've got the drone and Canons and I don't know, babe. We got a box full of
Nikon.
stuff there.
Yeah, Nikon, not Canon.
Canon.
So you guys have been filming a bit while you're traveling around, and is the goal to sort of try and be on the road full time, or at the moment you're having a bit of fun?
When we first left, I just wanted to enjoy it and just slow down.
Relax.
And we were still on the go a fair bit. So when you're on the go like every second day and trying to enjoy it, if you're filming at the same time, it's just not fun.
Yeah.
I think it's sick, and it's so rewarding when you do like take the time to get footage. Yeah. And then you sit back and watch like Kakadu or the Southwest, and you're like, "Frack, that was so much good fun." Yeah. So it is rewarding to do, but I want to enjoy it as well. I want to find that happy medium where we can just put snippets together. Yep. Give everyone an idea of like how good it is to be living on the road, but not full time. Like just because, you know yourself, it's busy. It's busy. If you want to do that, it's real busy. Like even just Jen, like the amount of time she'd spend on the laptop trying to get something like that ready. Yeah.
We started filming sort of halfway through our trip, but then I hadn't even done videography before, so I had to teach myself the programs, everything on the trip, and trying to do that in like a camp chair, and it's just not fun. But I like doing it. Now, if we were back on the road, we'd be doing it full time. But when we first left, the first few months, we just wanted to chill out and just enjoy it. Yeah.
Kind of just do it in a way. Like that's why I'm getting more toys. Just go do some fun shit and take a GoPro with you. Don't like get up in the morning and plan how you're going to do your day. Yeah. Probably what you think about doing, hitting the road. Do what you're going to do anyway, and just drag a GoPro with you and have some fun.
Well, that's all I've done with my vlog series that's been released at the moment. Yeah. So for the reason it's coming out now is because I didn't edit it while I was on the road. Like it would be, and I was chatting to Justin because we've done one with Justin before, a podcast, and you'd kind of have to film for a couple of days, and then you'd almost need to pull up and dump all your cards. Yeah. You'd almost need to edit it then and there. Yeah. And then go again. Yeah. Which it'd be tough. Especially when you guys were on a bit more of a time frame. You don't have unlimited time on the road like they kind of do. So.
I think if we had a caravan and we were stopped in a place for a few days, all good. But when you're on the move like every second day, because we are trying to do it quickly as such, and you're not inside, like editing in room.
Big difference between a camp chair and a caravan.
Mate, she runs an extension lead down to her camp chair and sits there and edits.
And then as soon as you have the sun and you're like, I can't even look at the screen. Like, so
she did all those videos like that. Yeah.
For anyone who's sort of new and just starting to get into it, and they might want to do, whether not necessarily full time, but just capture some cool stuff on the road. What sort of gear are you using?
So I have the GoPro 7. I've got a Nikon camera, which is a pretty big, heavy camera, and I usually only use that for my still photos. It's because I did real estate photography before this. Okay. And then the drone. Yeah.
And what type of drone is it?
I use the DJI Phantom Pro.
Okay. It's a bit big, but
pretty chunky.
I wouldn't ever use it for traveling. It's too big to take around. I've got like this massive backpack.
Yeah. You should
But-
definitely get a Mavic.
Yeah, I want a
100%.
Yeah.
They're so sick.
Oh, so every time she sees one.
Mavic.
Probably one thing you got to have if you're going to, actually
Drone.
go do this and have a go. Nah, you need to be able to charge all the shit.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you don't have a good
Power.
12-volt setup,
Yeah.
you're dreaming, mate.
I think regardless if you're filming or not filming, you need a good 12-volt
Yeah.
system
Oh.
for the road and the solar. Like,
You need it. You need it.
Yeah.
Don't even think about taking camera gear and that unless you can charge it.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have mornings when your fridges are beeping.
yeah,
Cloud's been out for a week.
yeah,
And you're not getting any solar and you're not doing any driving, mate. You got
Yeah.
no Buckley's chance of
Yeah.
charging your
yeah.
GoPro.
That is one problem I've never run into because I move so bloody quickly.
Yeah, you're always getting a
but-
DC.
Yeah, but it'd be not like I don't even have solar on my roof. That's
Oh,
how,
yeah?
that's how quick I move. So I do not have any solar.
Yeah.
I've never run out. I run 2 fridges full tilt.
Do ya?
Yeah, and I've never run out of battery power, and I'm only running 2 110 amp hour lead crystals.
Okay.
The new truck will be all lithium setup.
We just got 2 new underbonnet AGMs by
Yep.
Century Dual Force.
Yep.
So that's big as well. I think we got a 180 amps under the bonnet too. So that helps with that, and then 200 amps in the
Yep.
in the canopy of Enerdrive lithium. So
Yep.
we've got serious power there.
Yeah.
And mate, you can use it all.
Oh, 100%.
Mate, there's no doubt you can use all that.
Yeah, I'm probably good for 3 days.
Yeah.
I reckon, and then
Yeah.
I'd have to start doing something.
Yeah.
Depending on how much I'm in and out of the fridges and
Yeah.
what I'm charging. But yeah, if you're pulling up and running camera gear at night time and that
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
thing, you're not going to last
Yeah.
long without some decent solar. And then up on top, you're running the Bush Company gear.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Best thing ever.
So it's pretty much a must in my opinion. Like, if you're not bloody taking a caravan
Yeah.
or a camper trailer with you, like
Yeah.
I don't know if people do it intense.
Well-
You'd have to have rocks in your head.
When we were saying before how we went on just a trip down south over Christmas, and all we had was an esky and a Bush Company rooftop tent.
Yeah.
A lot of people give me shit like you got a tent before a canopy and stuff like that. We lived out of that like so basically.
Yeah.
And that was, I reckon, that was what decided that we
Yeah.
wanted to do. That probably was when we were like, yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
This is
Mate,
easy
it
to
changes
do.
it. I don't know how we would have done it without it. It's so good.
No, I love me swag, and don't get me wrong, on the odd boys trip, you know, if we're out in tinnies or whatever, I'll
handy,
still
yeah.
sleep in a swag. But the the rooftop tent, the speed that you can just throw it up, 2 latches, and then whip the awning out,
know.
and you're set. Is exactly the reason that I was able to start touring. It does change it. Good 12-volt, and then a rooftop tent. You're
Yeah.
basically away.
Well, even like on the way home, we left Esperance and we did 4,000 Ks in 4 days.
Yeah,
And we just pull up in a truck stop, lift it up. We wouldn't even set the
yeah,
we
exactly.
don't even set the awning up, mate. And 4
Yeah.
hours later, we're back in the car again. It's your bed's made. It's
Yeah.
everything's in
Done.
there. We've got the Velcro on the back of the iPad. We just stick it to the ceiling.
Yep.
Netflix, mate. It's,
the go.
it's so good.
I used to use the pocket. You know, how there's the pocket in the,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the Black Series. So I'd unzip the pocket, fold the pocket down. The iPad sits in the pocket.
Oh, right.
And but yeah, Netflix in the rooftop tent.
Yeah.
I remember me and Tiff were out at Uluru, and we ordered pizza. Drove back to the campsite, sat in the rooftop tent because it was bloody freezing,
Yeah.
and just ate pizza and watched Netflix. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is living, eh?
Oh, mate. We just got the new one for the trailer.
So did you get the double pop? or-
Yeah, that one that
Yeah.
goes, I think it's called the Max.
I'm not sure
Black
what Den
Series?
called. I should know that. The Black
I
Max.
should know
Is
as
it
well.
Black Max?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it goes up and then up again. And
Yeah.
then we were sat in it the other day. Oh,
It's a game changer.
Plenty.
too.
it's
Because if we've got a bit more of a close up of a rooftop here, so the Bush Company opens up like a triangle, which is the Black Series,
Yeah.
and then it's essentially got another lid on the top when
It
you
does,
open that
yeah,
up. So
yeah.
instead of being a triangle, it opens up into a square.
Yeah.
basically, but it's still got the convenience of like not
you want it-
folding out. It packs up.
Yeah,
It's an extra 2 clips.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's yeah, you got that space, and you don't have to. Yeah, you can just leave it. You can just pop one in and jump in it like we're doing at those truck stops.
yeah. For
Two
a quick stop, you don't need to set it up.
2
fully.
seconds, you're in it, mate. So no, we're pumped on that, and yeah, I think the the new one's going to be on the trailer, so that one you don't mind doing extra 2 clips and setting it all up properly because you can drive away from your setup then.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
convenience, I don't know, there's nothing quite like Bush Company rooftop tent.
No, that's the go. And I think even for someone who's not looking at touring around Australia and goes away with their partner a lot, like get yourself a rooftop tent and your missus will come camping.
Oh,
Yes. Sure.
I
big
think,
time.
yeah, a lot of people, to take the missus away and tell her to bloody
Yeah.
go on a swag, like you're
Yeah, forget like.
You feel safe up there as well.
Yeah, we had a couple of times.
That's true.
We had some people walking around the torch,
around camp.
walking around the ute with a torch in the middle of the night, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sort of
But
hanging out the window, hurling a bit of abuse, but
Yeah.
trying to get down. That's the only thing. Trying to get down that
down.
ladder in a hurry to try and.
But the good thing is they can't get up in a
Well,
hurry.
they
Yeah.
can't. No,
You can just kick them off from the top. Like,
Yeah.
they're
There's
not getting in.
one night up in the Cape, we slept with a knife, didn't we, darling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're so good, man.
Yeah.
But even if you go up north, like the Cape and stuff, you feel safe from
Get you away from the crocs,
crocodiles.
animals.
Big time.
Yeah.
You don't realise that
Yeah.
until you're like up there and you're only like 20 meters away from the shoreline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
when you're making dinner, you're sort of looking behind you.
Looking over your shoulder. I remember our first trip up there. I didn't even have room for a swag, so I slept on a stretcher with a sleeping bag for 5 weeks.
Nah.
Like I was
Oh my
green as hell, right? But that was our first big trip. 5 weeks to Cape York with the mates, 2 blokes in each truck, and
Yeah.
away we went. And in my D22, I had that much shit in there that I couldn't fit a swag. So we were at Bathurst Bay, and we got there. This is just young and dumb, but we got there at about 5 o'clock. The track out there is like this black sand,
Yeah.
and there was this absolute dickhead in front of us with a quad bike, like 2 quads on the trailer, and just way too much weight with a vehicle that can't tow it. And so we were forever, every couple of 100 metres, max tracking him and mucking around, and we were just covered in this black dust. So we got out there and we're like, right, everyone take turns of watching, and did a quick wash off and then set up camp for the night. And I'm in my stretcher, and all I can hear is croc noises. Just the baby ones chirping all night. And then we wake up the next morning and there's a sign on the tree, Croc Point. And we were in the exact spot where they come up, and the lady got dragged out of a tent up there. And I was just like, oh, we're not
Too
staying
close.
here again.
Hey, while we're on that subject, another time where it's so good to be in a rooftop tent is when you're on a beach that you've never been before up north and you've got massive tides. Like we've had waves lapping the front.
Yeah, right.
We've had to move where I've had to like push the kitchen in, back the ute into the dunes because we got massive tides.
Yeah, right.
Well, you don't realise we'd roll into a beach at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah. And you're not checking tides.
Well, it is high tide. We checked the tides once, and you go, oh, that's high tide.
Yeah.
It wasn't for like a local fella to say, mate, that this one's not too big, but the one at midnight tonight or 4 o'clock in the morning is.
Yeah.
So I set my alarm for 3:30, woke up at 3, paranoid, and sure enough, the waves were lapping the front. So we were backed up into the dunes, kind of like at Rainbow Beach, kind of like
Yeah.
same sort of setup. And even when were we? Where were we on the way back?
From a bay.
Bremer Bay, yeah, we had the waves
just
lapping
as we're
again.
about to go to sleep, I saw a wave come halfway up underneath the ute, and he's looking at me like, just calm down. And I was like, this is not calming.
Handbrakes on.
When you go to sleep and you can hear waves that close to you, or
Crashing
when you
on
can
the
hear
car,
the water there, I'm just like, this is not nice.
Yeah.
I can't sleep.
So where did you go when you left? What was the sort of for the last 9 months? What was the trip?
We changed our mind 3 days before we left. We were going to go south. We really wanted to do the southwest
Right.
of Western Australia,
Yeah.
down the bottom, like surf
Esperance
and diving and stuff like that. That's probably more the way we like imaged our trip to be.
Yep.
And then it took so long to get the canopy ready and get it all finished, and that we literally, it was the perfect time to go to the Cape.
So what month did you leave?
June.
June.
So
Yeah.
it's basically
Yeah.
north type weather.
Which was sick because it worked out perfect. We had
Yeah.
so much fun. Met so many cool people, and all the way across to Western Australia, like Cloncurry, Mount Isa, we did all the rodeos.
Oh,
That was
sick.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Fully changed the scenery from what we're used to on the sunny coast. But
Yeah.
yeah, it just made the whole trip was just perfect.
So you went up to Cape York.
Yeah.
And how long did you spend up there?
Oh, the day we got there, one of my mates died, so we had to come straight back home. So yeah, we did the Telegraph
home?
track. Yeah, that's when we come over the Jardine ferry, and then we were like 30 minutes south.
Oh, right.
It was about an hour before dark, and we snapped that tie rod and ended up in the trees. So
right.
it was hectic. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
all happening. But yeah, so we didn't get to spend that much time
So
there.
you
We
did the
walked.
telly and
We
then
walked to the
basically-
tip the day we found. Oh, the next morning we found out, and then
Yeah,
we
right.
jumped in the ute and went home, which that sucked. But we drove back to Cairns and then jumped on a plane and went home
Okay.
for a week. So yeah, and then from Cairns we went up the range where the wheels fell off.
Yeah.
And then across inland, like Cloncurry, Mount Isa. Jen will tell you, I just drive, mate. She
Yeah.
she knows
On
where
the
we go.
nav.
You're
Definitely.
you map it out?
Yeah.
Are you more the
We-
mapper?
We didn't have any plans though, but we said let's just get to WA. Like we'll do Cairns to WA in a week. That was our goal because we just wanted to be in WA, and I
Wow.
think it took us like
Yeah, really.
3 months.
Well, you see the photos, man. It's
just-
so good over there.
You
Yeah.
stop and meet people. You get to places. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is cool. So having no plans, we just cruised our way over there. But Broome, and then we were in Broome for 2.5 months.
Well, the day we rolled into Broome, it was king
Yeah.
tides. So Broome
Right.
gets surfed like 4 times a year.
Yep.
And I hadn't surfed since the sunny coast. So we rolled into Broome and there's waves and we're like, oh, this place is sick. Nice clear water, not crocodile season.
Yep.
And then I got a job offer that day.
All
I
right.
had a stubby call that someone gave me in Cloncurry, and he's like, ring this guy when you roll into Broome. So rolled into Broome, there's waves. Rang that guy, he said, yeah, come down now. Started the next day.
Oh, you're joking?
Nah, so then we went in Broome for 2.5
It's like
months.
people worry about getting work on the road, but you meet people, you network.
Yeah.
People know people here, and that's all you need to sort of start.
Anyone I've
get
sort of
things
spoken
rolling.
to that's just hit the road on a bit of a working holiday has
Yeah.
said, like, you know, as long as you're not pretentious and you don't mind just cleaning or doing a bit of yard work, like there's
Yeah.
always
Mate,
plenty of
there's a
jobs.
bit of a common knowledge over there. They love Queenslanders' work ethic.
Yeah, right.
There's a few people that take the piss over in the West, and
Yeah.
so you 9 times out of 10 you roll into a job and they won't want you to leave. Like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, every job we left, they didn't
Yeah.
want us to leave.
So what were you doing there?
In Broome, I was working for an earth moving company.
Yep.
The local earth moving company, just like drain upgrades and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then we left that job for another job offer in the Pilbara. We drove there, started that the next day.
Yep.
Spent a bit of time there, so that was earth moving as well.
And what were you doing, Jen?
This is a sad time of my life.
She was my rigger.
Oh,
that's
right.
super-
I
yeah.
remember seeing
Yeah.
stories of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting in like 4.5 ton culverts.
Yeah. So
And
you were chaining everything up.
She was chaining it up and
Yeah.
leveling the ground and like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
Getting yelled
I
at.
think the day he said, "Oh, you might get an admin job or a cleaning job or something," and
Yeah.
rolled in. I got my rollers ticket and a Moxie ticket, and I was like, "What have you done?"
Yeah,
Moxie's
right.
like a big dump truck.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had no idea. But everyone out there was super nice, cruisy mind. But we did that for 5 weeks straight,
Yeah, right.
7 days a week, 12 hours a day.
Just pump it.
And
was sick,
for
but it was a good
me-
experience.
For me,
Yeah.
it was different because it was like
Massive change for
Well,
you.
I
Jen's-
was the only girl doing
She's
it.
done 10 years in building, estimating, and design.
Okay, yeah.
And,
And
then
so I
photography.
was-
So it's like, welcome to the civil world.
Yeah.
45-degree heat, like
And
Red
12,
dirt.
12 hours a day, 7 days a week,
Yeah.
like
living
continuously
in a
is
single
tough.
bed.
Yeah.
Like I've never done mine work, but we used to do some pretty decent sized civil works, and for about 3 weeks there, we just did 12-hour days, 7 days a week, and
Knocks you about.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's pretty full on.
And he was my boss, so
That'd be horrendous.
it was not right.
It's tough, eh? She's lippy.
quit a couple. I left a couple of times, and then he'd have to get one of the young guys to help him. And
She
he's
got
like, "Can you
sacked.
come back and
She's
help
the
me?"
she was my best like helper
Yeah.
out there. She was like she'd put all the boys to shame and like give me a hand and that, but she'd get sacked 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I dropped her back to the donger a couple of times and said, "Get in your room." And then the next day I did, "Sorry, come on, I'll be a bit nicer."
Yeah. Oh well, there you go. As long as you're prepared to have a go, you
It's
can get
experience,
Yeah,
mate.
it
For
was an
anyone out there,
experience,
just
yeah.
do it. It's the
Yeah.
people you meet. Like
Yeah.
we're out in the mines, but we're still getting up on beers.
Yeah.
There's a couple
Yeah.
of times there we shouldn't have probably blown on the breath though the next morning. Hey, darn, just having fun. Like there's still legends out there. Like
Yeah.
it's still good fun, and yeah, they all follow our trip now and
Yeah, that's
live
the go.
live through us.
What did you? So you were there for how many? What 2.5 months in Broome?
2.5 months in Broome, and then we did 2 months in the Pilbara.
So Pilbara's you headed north.
Pilbara
Pilbara's
is
north?
near south, near Newman.
Kinda,
okay. We
were
it's like
working
10
in
hours from
Newman.
Broome, south.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's south. Okay.
So
Middle
it's
of
12
the-
hours from Perth.
It's called the Little
Yeah.
Sandy Desert.
And what were you doing out there?
That was
on
the
mine.
that was the one we were just telling you about.
Oh,
so
yeah,
yeah,
that was a mine.
and in Broome, Jen was we just started to do YouTube. So
Yep.
Jen was in the library every day pinching their Wi-Fi.
Yeah, sweet.
And
I'd wait there till at 10 o'clock until they opened, and then I'd pick him up as soon as he finished.
yeah, and we did
Yeah.
a couple of house sits in Broome too, where we
Oh, sweet. So you didn't have to stay in the
Broome's
shop
real
the whole
seasonal.
time.
People come and go a lot, so
Yep.
yeah, we just slided into someone's house and Jen would get stuck in the computer. But yeah, just me worked in Broome.
And then where did you go from Pilbara? Did you just head south? Or?
We went up to Exmouth, so we did 2
Yep.
weeks at Exmouth.
How's
From
Exmouth? Is it sick or
It was
what?
windy.
Oh, it's windy.
We
So
were
windy.
we were in
Wrong
the-
time of the year.
Yeah.
in the bush company tent most days by midday.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Don't go there in summer.
windy, sharks, good spearing, but it's kind of like a sanctuary zone. Like
Right.
really good diving, but heaps of fish, but you can't really shoot them.
Green zone type.
A lot of windsurfers, so
Yep.
I don't want to offend any windsurfers, but they're all pretty weird. But no, it was good up there. Eh? It was really nice part of the world. You just got to do it at the right time of year.
Yeah.
We
I
sort
think
of
it's going to be around winter.
yeah.
Yeah.
I say, yeah.
Just because we worked, it sort of didn't work out perfect to do that time, but yeah.
Fair enough. So where are we? We're back at Cape York there, are we? It's Cassaroos.
There's the Cape when the Ute's nearly rolling on its side.
Sweet. So we go through the Cape. We can keep tripping forward now. And then where'd you go after that?
So we did 2 weeks from Exmouth down to Geraldton, and then it was that windy we actually went back to work a week early.
Yeah, right.
And then we did 3 weeks back on in the Pilbara,
Yep.
and then we went back to Perth, and did a few weeks down from Perth down to Esperance. But that's where we only had 2 weeks because we had to get home
Yeah.
for some weddings and things like that.
Yeah.
But that place,
Esperance.
Southwest.
Which is kind of lucky that we come home. Had to come home for all the wrong reasons, but Corona hit.
Yeah.
So it's sort of the best place to
So when
be.
did you do Kakadu and all that?
So
Did
we
you do
did.
Kakadu?
Yeah. So we did.
Oh, we missed
Cairns
Kakadu. Yeah, we
across
did
to-
that after the
Cairns
Cape.
across to
Right.
Kakadu.
Cairns across the Kakadu. So that's what I was trying to work
Broome.
out. I was like, did you then come across the Gibb? So you did Cairns and then you went up and did you do Litchfield and that as well?
Yeah. Oh,
No, we didn't.
what did we do? Kakadu.
Just
Kakadu.
come up and did
We
Kakadu
just
and then
wanted
come
to
back
get to the
down.
WA
Yeah.
coast. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was so good up there.
Yeah, it's
I was,
different,
you
but
just-
it's bloody awesome,
Good
isn't
fun.
it? Yeah.
Oh mate,
Yeah.
it's some of those swim spots and stuff like
Epic,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
really
wish
good.
we had more time, and so you guys haven't done the Gibb yet.
We did parts of it.
Yeah.
We'd nearly been killed a couple of times by the Ute veering off the road. So after doing the Cape, we
Yeah.
would have been a little bit done with corrugations for a while, and every time the Ute breaks, it costs you money. So we were
Yeah.
just like, we did what's that? Good Winjana,
Winjana, yeah.
Winjana Gorge.
Did you? What's the next one?
We did El
Winjana.
Questro. Pretty much, if you do El Questro,
Well, El
That's the
Questro is
start of the
the
Gibb.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's really all you need to do.
Yeah, it's a bit overrated, the old Gibb, I think. Everyone we spoke to sort of was like, there's a whole lot of not much.
They said everyone that did it said El Questro was the best, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much right at the
Yeah.
start.
So you just tucked in, did El Questro, and then
And went back.
went back
Around
around, and
to
then
Broome.
came up
Yeah.
and did Winjana.
Winjana,
And
yep.
did you do Tunnel Creek?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking of.
Tunnel Creek was. I thought that was sick.
That's where all those freshwater crocodiles are.
Yeah, I didn't know they were there.
I didn't know that was
We didn't even see any.
Oh,
No,
that's
no.
the caves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Winjana's
Yeah, that
where
is
all
sick.
the
No, there
crocs
is
are,
freshies in there as well.
in the caves.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick. Walking
That
through
was
that
cool.
pitch black.
With the stories of the old fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The criminals or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tagged along on the back of a tour for that one and got a freebie.
Oh,
Thanks
nice.
for coming.
Yeah.
There's some pretty amazing spots up there, but
Yeah.
like you don't really see any of that sort of stuff when you're in these areas. You really got to go remote, and
Yeah.
especially
Everywhere,
The
like,
Kimberleys is amazing.
Everywhere you go, there's.
Something special.
I mean, you do get a bit gorged out, I reckon. Like, we did so many gorges, we're like,
Yeah.
there's another one. No, I'll keep going.
you can get a bit like that.
After Broome, we went to Cape Lavage. Cape
Oh, that was-
Lavage is still
Yeah.
in the Kimberleys.
I
Yeah.
told you, it's a big blur. We
But
can't remember where we were.
Yeah.
but it was sick.
It is hard to remember.
Cape Lavage is that photo there
That
with
one
the
there.
dog.
Yeah,
See, that's croc-infested waters, but
not too many around.
they're right.
The camera's watching us, so. The Kimberleys was amazing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we just went
it
up
is
there.
pretty you should probably do Litchfield at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Litchfield is pretty
good as
bloody-
well.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I don't know which one's better, but
I did
Kakadu
hear-
was epic, but
yeah.
I do
Yeah.
like Litchfield.
Yeah.
It's not like Kakadu. You got to trek like ages down to
Yeah.
get to like one waterhole. Litchfield, everything's a little bit closer
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And
I
there
heard it
some-
was sick.
yeah, some pretty specky spots. And then the one place that I haven't really done is like I haven't done much of that like the bottom of the west coast. I've touched on it. I've done Esperance and like Albany and then straight up to Perth. I basically did Melbourne to Perth in 5 days, and we did about 5,000k a day, 1,000 kilometers a day. So it was skimmed, and I'm just dying to get back there.
Well, our trip got cut short. We would go back there tomorrow.
Yeah.
You could spend 6 months in that area, and we did it in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So did you guys come home because of Corona?
Oh, we had a couple of weddings that we'd organised too, but my dad died as well. So we sort of that's why we did 4,000 Ks in 4 days, missioned at home. Yeah. So it's kind of a blessing really now with Corona and all that stuff that he died a month ago, not now, but yeah. We I think someone was looking out for us really, that we weren't stranded on the west coast traveling and stuck in coronavirus and stuff like that. So
yeah, happy days. Is that down around Esperance?
Yeah, that's Esperance. That's Lucky Bay.
Lucky Bay, yeah. It's you can almost. There's not too many places that you can take a photo that looks like that.
Not really.
Esperance.
Don't illegally camp there either.
Did you camp there?
That ranger will tear you a new one.
We went all the way around. That was the only place we got.
It was booked out. We got there late at night.
Yeah, definitely booked.
And we just snuck into this little crack in the dunes, and we'd packed up early in the morning, and we were cooking brekkie, and I think one of the ladies walking their dog or something must have tipped him off, and he come firing through. Jen told me to shut up, and then Jen had killed him. So
well, they're booked out like months in advance.
Yeah,
he's like,
it's tough.
You know,
when you're traveling, you don't know where you're going to be every night. Like,
no, that's it. I'm very spontaneous with the way I travel, so I pretty much like when I wasn't even planning on doing the Gib, and then I was like, I got spare 5 days, let's go. Yeah, and then so even on the Gib, you know, and I should probably know better and research it, but like lucky I had enough cash to sort of pay for the spots and and bits and pieces, because you can't really, a lot of the places there you can't pay on card or you can't book, and I guess most normal people
like camping fees, a lot of it's cash,
yeah. And you don't carry cash anymore.
What's cash?
I suppose you do now, I guess. If you travel, you have to carry cash.
No, we didn't. We sucked at that all the time. We were scraping the barrel. There's so many times where people had done the right thing and give us their bank details so we could transfer it when we got back into reception and stuff like that. Yeah. But that is a big one, yes. Take some cash with you. Yeah.
Well, what are some tips for anyone that's thinking about having a crack for living on the road? We'll do your tips, and then it'd be interesting to get Jen's opinion for any of the girls thinking about having a crack.
Jen did all the finances. I don't really know much about that, but just try and save a couple of bucks so you can enjoy it, I reckon. Yeah. Budget a bit more than what you think. Yeah. Like I said to Jen, we could live off like $400 a week. Yeah. We spent like $400 on diesel a week.
Yeah. Yeah. From what most people tell me, if you can budget $1,000 a week,
you're fine
over like a 12-month period. That's if you don't have to work.
I think $850 was like our common one, wasn't it? Yeah. $850 a week. Yeah. That's a ute, and we did a lot of free camping. Yeah. So we probably saved a couple of bucks. Yeah, if you had a caravan and that sort of stuff,
it'd be a lot more expensive if you had to stay at caravan parks.
Yeah. Yeah. It probably also depends on the rate that you move.
Yeah.
And the speed.
Yeah. So what about speed's an interesting one. Like Justin was saying that he took a while to sort of unwind, and he was moving too quick at the start. So if you did have like a 12, let's say you had taken 12, let's say you're doing 6 months, maybe a little bit more achievable for someone that wants to have a crack. How quick do you reckon you're moving at 6 months? Just regardless of where you're going, do you find you prefer to see more and constantly move, or do you guys like pulling up and enjoying it?
If you're going to do 6 months, just pick a state. Yeah, I reckon. Maybe do 1 state or 2 states. Don't try and do your trip around Australia.
Otherwise, you're moving every day or every second day.
We were gone 9 months, and we still got so much stuff to see. I would go straight back to where we left. Yeah. And even maybe go a little bit further back than there and just do it all again. Yeah. Give yourself some time. Yeah. Just save the money and do it. Yeah.
Try and do it properly.
Yeah.
What about you, Jen? Living on the road for any of those? Maybe. I don't know how girly you are, to be honest, but like if you're a bit more of a girly girl, because it is tough living on the road. Like, what do you guys use for a shower setup?
We got a Julka hot tap.
Yep.
But we only carry 85 litres of water.
Yeah.
So by the time we both had a shower, we were both out of water. So we got really good at just giving ourselves just a bit of a rinse off. Yeah. But Jen's favourite thing in the world is those wipes. What are those wipes called?
Just baby wipes, or like if you don't have a shower, at least you can just clean yourself. But with a setup like ours, obviously, if you are girly, the hot water shower, the little tent that we have, so it drops down in like 2
the awning,
seconds.
the
You
shower
can get
awning.
changed in there. And definitely make sure you have enough water so you can always shower.
Yeah.
Water's big.
Yeah.
Water's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have liked to carry. Like, I mean, I just had to draw the line. I'm already so heavy.
Yeah.
Water's big. But I think the biggest one has been able to wash your feet
Yeah.
before
Just
you
to
get
get
in.
in the tent.
Yeah, that's the biggest
Yeah,
one, eh?
It is true. I'm almost sometimes thinking about just putting a little bucket at the bottom, but you need the water to do it.
The best thing we found, because when I left, I had that like Dometic set up with all the, like, my kitchen comes out and all my hose fittings clip in, and I use way too much water. What I do now is just get a hose out with just a trigger. I don't know what you call them.
Yeah.
That is so good, even just for like blasting your dishes quickly and then giving them a wipe. But just giving your feet a bit of a rinse off before you get into bed. It actually uses very little water because you pressurise and you're just giving it a little squirt.
Yeah.
That is what we ended up doing. Like, we stopped having showers like that and just started giving ourselves a little bit
When
of
you are travelling, you don't exactly feel like the cleanest you are when you're at
it's
home.
gross.
So if you can at least keep your bed, your little clean area,
Yeah.
where you don't have sand and stuff
Shit
going all
everywhere.
throughout there.
And a dustpan. We used to have a dustpan at the top of our stairs.
Yep.
In the tent. That was
In the
handy.
tent.
Because when you're on the beach, like, it's good to be able to have a dust off.
Yeah, fair enough.
What else, Jen? What was...
Well,
what about clothes-wise for all the girls out there that might want to take 50,000 clothes?
just
with them?
take the basics: bikinis, comfy shorts, shorts. Like, I did probably 3 different times where I sent clothes home.
Yeah, we took way
I wore
too
the
much.
same stuff all the time. I probably sent 3 boxes home.
Yeah, right. So
Just thinking
Don't
it's going to be
overpack.
cheaper for me to post it home than to have to go and buy it if I don't need it. But I never had to go to the shops and buy anything.
Never sent any bikinis home. We still had 3 boxes worth of bikinis in there.
I always bought bikinis.
yeah, fair
Depends
enough.
what you're doing.
So
if
you
you're
can
on
probably,
the coast,
would you say take less and then just buy as you
if you need
cruising?
to, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the more you have, the more of a mess it is.
And you find like, I don't do it so much now, but when I was younger, I'd buy a singlet from every bloody destination that you went to. And
I think, mate, best thing, just get yourself a pair of black board shorts.
yeah.
And that way they don't look dirty at the end of the day. And as long as I had a swim the day before, I'd wear probably my board shorts for like 12 days in a row.
Yeah.
As long as you're having a tub, like in the ocean.
And what about washing clothes? Did you ever do the old bucket with soapy water, or you
Rarely.
just wait till you get to caravan park,
Caravan
give them a wash, restock on water, and give the truck a bit of a hose, and away you go?
Yeah.
I think most of the time we probably stopped in maybe every 10 days. And
To a caravan park, even once a week, so you can do your laundry, wash your hair, have good shower, and just feel clean for a day at least.
biggest thing too is we didn't have a 240 charger.
Oh, okay.
So when we rolled in, I was still only just getting solar.
Yeah.
So good to have a 240 charger so that when you're paying, like you'll get to like a caravan site
Yeah.
and it'll be $45 for the night
Yeah.
with no power and it'll be 52 with power. So good to just run the lead out and plug and know that you're leaving in the morning with 100% battery.
Yeah.
That's a big one. If you're going to set up like a 12 volt setup, get a 240
Gives
charger.
you a proper full
Proper charge,
100%
smashes
charge.
it out. Yeah. I ended up buying a battery charger towards the end and just plugging it in.
her in.
I used to plug it into my main battery under my bonnet and then it'd trickle through the DC and charge the lithium.
Yeah.
But I've already spoken to the boys in Energy. I'm going to get one of those 240s. Just make life a bit better.
Yeah, I run all the Red Arc gear, and it's just got the power cord sitting there with the Manager 30 system. And as soon as you rock up, plug it straight in. And when I'm at a caravan park,
$7 it'll be the best $7 you ever spent to leave with a
100%.
full tank of water and a full battery of power.
Yeah,
You're good to go again.
Oh, happy days. Well, I hope that gives a few people a bit of an insight. Now, we've got this little 5 bangers, we call them. So 5 questions that we ask everyone, and I'll ask both of them so we get a bit of different opinion here. But what's the dream car? Is this the car you're keeping for a while, or?
After yesterday, I'm loving it again.
Yeah.
I hated it the whole way around Australia.
Yeah, right.
I think
Too heavy.
too heavy. I'm coiled as well.
Yeah.
I didn't have the right shock set up, and I didn't realise how much of a pig. I always knew it was a pig. I cursed it daily.
Yeah.
We're too heavy. I think it's really good to tow. It'll change the kind of trip you're doing. If you're going to do it like the way we did, try and keep it
That's
basic.
something we haven't even got into. Let's touch that real quick. So, towing wise, obviously you didn't tow anything.
No.
And now you're building a toy hauler.
Yeah, so I got... I got really bored towards the end. So there's days where
Not that boring.
No, just there's days on end where you're like, you're down the beach, you're fishing, not catching shit.
Yeah.
Can't really fish. And I just wanted something else to do. Hence why we're now building a toy hauler with the tinny and quad and all that sort of stuff. I just, like 2 o'clock comes in the afternoon and you're having a beer. Next minute you're getting fat.
Yeah.
So you just needed something a bit more to do. So I also, there's 2 reasons why I want to tow now. Is because I want to be able to drive away from my setup.
Yeah.
There's many times where we met people on the road and we'd go do like a mission together, like to the Kimberleys, and they'd have 200 series and caravans.
Right.
And my ute would be set up with all the awning and kitchen. Like, it's sick. It's so good. But once I'm set up, I don't want to pack up.
Yeah.
So we'd always be in their car. So I sort of said it was so good to do the trip the way we did with the canopy and that. If you're going to do it like that, make sure you can jack your canopy off.
Yeah,
Like,
you reckon you jack the
Oh,
canopy off?
yeah. Oh, for any time like that where you got like more than 3 days at a spot,
Yeah.
whip it off. It's so good to have a forward drive back. Like,
Yeah.
you got to remember, even if I do pack up and decide to like go hit the dunes, and there's heaps of footage in our YouTube where we're hitting dunes and stuff, but you're jumping up and down dunes with 4.2 ton on your back. Like, you're just cringing. You're just going, oh, this is so cruel. So yeah, tow something like, or make sure that you can jack your canopy off every now and then. Like, especially like stuff like in Broome when I found work. Jen's rolling around town in the big ute, like going around
that's
roundabouts, and it's just
I never really thought about that. Probably
even
because I moved
parking
so
out here
quick.
today, like, yeah.
So that's probably my difference, is because I move so quick, I don't really ever sit long enough that I'd want to move my car. But if you're going to work, if you're going to be doing a bit of a working holiday, it'd be probably pretty important to be able to have a fixed setup and then just, drive the car around town.
You quickly forget, man, when you're throwing fridges and power and all this stuff, awnings and high lift jacks and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Your car just gets heavier and heavier and heavier and gets to the point where you don't want to drive it anyway.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, it's sick. It
I
was
don't
so
regret
good.
it. Like,
We got so
it
many
was
places
fun.
that you wouldn't with a caravan or even a camper, to be honest. Like, there's times where you come down on a beach and it's high tide, soft sand, and like if you had a camper trailer, it would have been the difference in not being able to go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Sick to do that trip, but I can't wait till. Yeah, well, obviously with the toy haul, it's going to be self-sufficient, so I can't wait to just be able to disconnect and go have some fun.
So single axle.
We are single axle for now, 2-ton rated. It's got 35s on it too.
Yeah, right.
I wanted to be able to, if I was on soft sand, I feel like when you got tandem axle, they really start fighting each other a bit, especially if you're in like a tight area or you're trying to reverse it and stuff like that. I wanted to be able to let the 35s down to like 16 PSI. They'd belly out, and I feel like with our cruiser, we'd be able to drag it wherever. Yeah, I sort of was pretty adamant of doing single axle for the start, and I'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So you've taken a quad, a dirty. What do you got? Is it 450?
Nah, it's just a 250.
250.
Just a road trail.
Yeah.
I sort of we sort of were coming home. I was like, oh, well, get something that if I did find a job, I can just ride the motorbike to work.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
That's
point.
another reason of like just being able to duck off in the morning. That way, if Jen wants to go anywhere, she's got the car, or something like Jen gets a coffee job or something. I don't know. She can run the car, I can run the bike. So yeah, road trail I think's huge. There's so many times where you just duck down to go get a bit of milk and bread, and you just take the motorbike. A bit of fun too.
Yeah,
breaks
it up.
I grew up riding bikes and stuff, and I constantly need a bit, get me blood pumping a bit more and do some dumb stuff. So quad's really cool too. I think there's a lot of places in Western Australia where there's blokes riding them down the road with no helmets on and stuff like that. So
the West is different to Queensland. Like, we grew up where, like, I was chatting to Sammy Isles, and first thing he said was like, you got to buy a permit and there's cops on your beaches.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like,
and Department of Transport and all that sort of shit. Yeah.
Which is fine.
Oh, it's good.
All well and good. But over in the West, if you've got a quad and you can take the quad off and you both can jump on and then you can go for a fish, or you can go explore a little bit more.
Yeah.
It does. Like you said, it breaks up, gives you that versatility.
Or just there's a couple of times where we ran into people that had a quad, and me and Jenna jump on it and go climb a massive dune and have a beer and watch the sunset. Like, that's awesome. That doing little shit like that each day makes your trip so much different.
Yeah.
And also the quad will be able to put the tinny in the water.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have some clip-on wheels.
Yeah.
I'll be able to.
How big's your tinny?
It's 3 meters. I might have gone a bit small there, but it's sort of 310, 3.1.
Yeah. With what size donk?
15 Yamaha.
Yeah.
So it'll hurt, but I think I feel like I might have gone a little bit too small. But
did you buy it brand new?
Nah, second hand.
Just second hand.
Yeah.
Cheap offer, mate.
I got a 376.
I've seen that. It looks really nice.
And it's a good,
I've already showed Jen one of them.
Yeah, it's a good It's a good size, I think.
Yeah. Sort of deeper sides on it too. Kind of like it doesn't
Yeah.
look like it looks like it can handle a bit.
Yeah, we've done some dumb shit in it.
That's what
I think
it's
I
fit
did
for.
see something.
We've had it in proper swell, and
Yeah.
we nearly lost it, but it took it well.
Yeah.
For being in full surf. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'd go all right, and I think 310 might be a touch small.
Yeah, it will be.
Um,
So I got it off a mate, and
It was cheap.
it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
I sort of paid what I'd pay just for a motor, for
Yeah.
a whole setup with oars and jerry cans and stuff. So
Yeah.
if need be, I will get like a 3.7 or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't go any bigger than
Nah,
3.7
nah.
because it gets too heavy.
I know.
Um,
I think we're at 51 kilos. What is yours weigh?
I think it's 80.
Oh yeah,
But
so there's a
don't
big
quote
difference.
me.
Yeah. No, that'd be all right.
That may include. I just got like one false floor in the middle.
Okay.
So have you got any floor in it?
Nothing in it.
Just
no.
do
It's gonna keep
one-
it basic. Yeah.
I'd do one bit of timber
Yeah.
just between the two seats.
Bit of carpet on it.
Bit of carpet on it, just so you can put your Eskies level
Yeah.
and your
Yeah.
tackle and all
Yeah.
that sort of gear, and just without that, it's a bit of a pain in the
Yeah,
ass.
even walking from front to back can be a bit of a mission, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
it
might-
does make it a little bit heavier, but definitely worth it,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Well, mine's got to slide up and over the tent and tilt, so I'm trying to keep the weight down as much
Yeah.
as I can. The slides I've got are rated to 50 kilos, and I think the tinny's 51. So
Yeah,
I'm just
okay.
going to try and see how I go. But you can get a punt. You can get a 3.7 punt that weighs 50 kilos.
Yeah,
or
exactly,
55
yeah.
kilos. So we'll sort it out.
Even if you had a bit of timber that just dropped in.
Yeah, something that lives underneath the trailer or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. No, that's a good idea.
It would be worthwhile.
But yeah, toys. I think toys is a big thing. Like, there's not.
Changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
Even Justin from Trip in a Van, like they're on their fourth lap
Yeah,
of
he's
Australia,
just got a
and he's
tinny
only
in.
just got a
Yeah,
tinny, and I'm
yeah,
like, mate,
yeah.
you're bloody joking.
I
Like,
know. I
the
know.
places that poor bastard would have been.
Especially
I know.
WA. You need a boat over there. I
Oh,
feel.
crazy. And with the young kids, like they'll bloody love it too.
Yeah, they're gonna start frothing out on it, but I think it'd. Yeah, I only wanted toys from like being with people that had them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Jen,
Well, nothing worse.
he's got a quad.
Yeah, imagine meeting
my
people on the road and they've got a quad.
Yeah.
You just want a quad so you can go with them.
Well,
Yeah.
even at that start at that bit, like I was saying, my ute was set up,
Yeah.
and I can't go anywhere until I pack up. And there's a quad down, I can just jump on the quad. Like, it was
Yeah.
sick, so good. And then there's a motorbike now too, so Jen can ride the quad. We're gonna take the dogs with us if we go again.
Yeah, okay.
Jen's got 2 cavoodles and I've got a boxer, so.
How do you reckon that's going to go with national parks? And
Well,
beaches and-
that's why we didn't take him at the start. But you go so many places where there's so many dogs, people traveling with dogs.
Yeah.
You can make it work. It's not just going to be as easy.
Yeah.
But there's a
They
lot of
make
places.
you feel
that-
like you're at home. I think.
Yeah.
I miss them too much.
when you see someone else with their dogs, it
Yeah.
sort of cuts you up a bit. It's
Yeah.
like, my dog's at home doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a collie Kelpie and he's like the ultimate travel dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pretty much don't own a lead for him. I only
Same.
have a
Same.
lead just so that people don't get weird about it. But he walks right next to me when he doesn't have a lead, and
Yeah.
he'll walk in front of me on a lead.
Yeah.
And just does as he's told, doesn't bark. Like,
They still get up, you know. I got a dog that
yeah,
sits on the beach while I surfs and
Oh,
doesn't
yep.
move.
yeah.
And
People
yeah.
get weird about it.
Oh, I mean, there's probably plenty of reasons, but yeah.
I reckon you should have to get a permit for your dog.
I was thinking like a color-coded system.
Yeah.
If your dog's got a blue earring, he's good. He doesn't need a lead.
Yeah.
He can cross the road. He picks up his own shit.
Yeah. Go and do a course.
If it's
type thing.
if it's got like if it's done a 2 week and it passed, it's
Yeah.
good. It's good to go. It's pretty well human.
Yeah.
And then there's your categories down. Your red and your pink and your
They just need one bib down from like seeing eye dogs,
yeah.
and you'll be laughing.
I do. I always thought that because I'm like, there's some dogs, mate, that are better behaved than half the humans out there.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and it's only really the greenies that get all up in the air about
Yeah, and the problem
birds
is
nesting and stuff like that. And
it's probably the hunters that take their dogs that their dogs are just bred to just chew and eat
Yeah.
shit.
eat
so,
shit, yeah, and that's gives them a bad name. And like,
Yeah.
I didn't know. Some bloke told me a new one day. I was surfing down in New South Wales, and he reckons that the birds won't nest if there's been a scent of a dog anywhere on the beach. And I
Yeah,
was like, that's
right.
all news to me. I mean, he's probably right,
Yeah.
but there's plenty of reasons why. Yeah. So, but we'll just make it work. Hey, we're not going without
Yeah.
the dogs this time. So.
Except if we do work, it's going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah, it'll be hard, but
Yeah.
Maybe Bobby will be working.
it cuts
So-
you up when someone else has got their dog.
Yeah.
Like, and it's when you're away, that's a long time without your dog, especially if they've been by your side.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm.
All right, well, we'll get back to the dream car question. So,
Oh yeah, sorry.
what's the dream truck?
I want a 200.
Yeah, chopped.
I want to chop one
Yeah,
just because I'm like, mechanically minded, and I love I'm getting right into fab work and stuff at the moment. I think I could shop one. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Not a brand newie, but I'd just probably trial it on a 100 series or like a 200 series,
Yeah.
a second handy.
Yep.
But for me, you don't realise when we did a lot of Ks,
Yeah.
and the comfort of being in a 200, just the sound deadening and like
Yeah.
the auto's big.
Yeah.
When you got 4 ton on your back, like changing gears is like you can't just smack gears. You like
Yeah.
it's you're lugging some weight, and yeah, I think auto's pretty big.
Yeah.
In saying that, like the 79, hands down didn't let us, like it probably killed
Just
anything on the beach. There's plenty of times we were pulling out 200s and caravans, and
Yeah.
I think they're the ultimate touring rig.
Yeah.
Like for a single bloke by himself or just a couple. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty bulletproof.
If I was going to ever tow a decent hybrid or a caravan, I'd probably want a 200.
You've towed with yours, and you reckon it's a bit of effort, eh?
Yeah, it can be depending on what the weight is. Like the truck about that I drag around sometimes, like that's sick.
Yeah,
But any heavier than that, to have the auto
I know.
and just
I know.
kick back and just know you got plenty and the auto just keeps pulling would be bloody handy.
That's the dream. But I mean, like, once we revert from a 79, like, there's plenty of years left in a 200. We're only going to get older and older and older. And
Yeah.
we'll be missing our 79 again, and the simplicity of just having a tent on the top of our canopy. I mean, we'll probably always have a bush company, to be honest.
Yeah. It's
So
so,
even on the
it's so
200,
handy to
yeah,
have.
yeah.
Righto, favourite campsite? Anywhere.
Campsite. Oh,
We stayed at Ganthium Point behind the race course.
it's not
In Broome?
campsite.
Yeah, right.
It's highly illegal. We stayed there 2.5 months.
Yeah, right.
Started meeting blokes at the pub and like, yeah, just come stay at our place. That was so sick, man. I got so much rust on my car from just being by the seawater each night. But that was so sick, wasn't it, babe?
Yeah.
It's like on the big red cliffs.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was beautiful. But probably down south would have been places like Lucky Bay, and that would,
Yeah.
if you can get
Specky.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Pretty
water,
amazing.
the water over there is
Yeah.
like
Something else.
it's
isn't
just the white sand. Like it's crazy. Where were we? Bremer Bay, and there was like 150 dolphins.
Yeah. Bremer Bay actually would probably be one of the
It was
tops.
beautiful,
as well.
eh?
it? Yep.
I think
Good
that's
for a quad.
secret,
Bremer
though.
Bay, good for a quad.
Yeah.
I've never really thought too much about a quad, but I'm in the works of trying to sort out a toy hauler. 'Cause
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I want a toy hauler. Like, if I'm going to tow my tinny trailer anyway,
Yeah.
I might as well.
Have a bit more fun on there. eh?
I've left my tinny light enough that I can just, because sometimes I'll put it on top of the track about anyway. So I might as well drag around a motorbike and a.
You'll have to see my new boat loader, mate.
I've bloody seen
I've
it,
designed it.
and I'm straight stealing that as well.
Well, I was going to patent it, but it's too much work anyway.
So for those at home, jump over to his page and check it out. But essentially, the boat loader slides east-west off the top of the trailer
yeah.
and then tilts.
Well,
Does it tilt?
if you just, it just depends what you're doing.
So if you just want to go to bed,
we're pulling up an
slide it
overnighter,
over.
it just comes out.
Yeah, and then pop
It
the
clears
top up.
by 100 mil,
Yeah.
and then the tent goes up. And like
Sick.
in that case, then if we're just doing it overnight, I'd probably only just set up one half of the bush company.
Yeah,
But if you want to, you like it depends what you're doing. If you're rolling up to a campsite and you just want to stay there the night, just slide it out 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's sweet. The slides are rated for that, or
Yeah.
1 kilo heavier, but don't tell now.
yeah,
It can do that, no worries. It all acts as like an awning. You can you've got awning 270
Yeah.
going around like that, and then you've got your boat out that side.
yeah, sick.
Or if you want to take it off, it unclips, pivots 90 degrees, and it sort of comes down. So my toy haul is like on 35s and it's big, and
Yeah,
so it's pretty tall by the time you get up there.
yeah,
So yeah, it'll come down to waist height, and you can just lift it on, locks in, slides back up. So
Yeah.
I'm going to
Happy
probably
days.
put a little winch on there too, so in case
just
it gets
wind her up.
just if you want to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that'll be sick. What's the one must-have modification for touring Australia?
For a 79 or for
Just
Traveling.
in general, yeah, just traveling.
they're always going to need a good 12 volt system.
Yeah.
The next thing is, have you got one of those One Stones armrests?
Oh, hell yeah. It's a
Mate.
game changer, eh? And you know when I got it? As soon as I got back from doing my 8-week trip.
So did we. As soon as we got back.
I went the whole way around Australia, and I used
Yeah.
to put a rag under my elbow and then land it on the windscreen.
Yeah, the 70s are shocking.
I mean,
A
Yeah.
huge plug for One Stone armrest, but go on Instagram, One Stone Armrest. It's probably about 300 mil long and a cup holder.
Yeah.
And it is a game changer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like proper game changer.
Yeah.
What was your must have?
The power.
Yeah.
Good
setup.
12 volt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
With all camera work,
Yeah.
definitely.
I don't know how we could have done it without.
Then we got here, what's the best full drive trip that you've ever done? But it was probably that last trip that you guys have done, really.
Telegraph track was really fun.
Yeah. The telly's sick. I froth the telly
Yeah, it was good.
because you can cruise. You pull up in a creek every afternoon
Have
at
a
about
beer.
3
Yeah.
o'clock.
You
have a
always
beer.
mingle with everyone. Like most people are always like pretty
Yeah.
keen, and
That's one of the cool things about the telly is I think like now it's getting real busy and a little bit bastardized. But even when I did it 10 years ago, like you meet, because you're traveling, you sort of overlap with people the whole way.
Yeah.
And you end up with best mates that you stop
Yeah.
and have a beer with every afternoon. And
I think like you see people. I mean, everyone with a jacked up Forbes like, I'm going to do the Cape. If I haven't done the Cape in my car, I'm not a person.
Yeah.
I'm not a man. But like you see stock standard patrols doing everything to sort of like don't go up there thinking you have to have all the gear.
No.
Winch is going to help. Bull bar is going to save you from bashing into shit. But like there was standard Hiluxes
had
and standard patrols.
People we met in like Prados. And
Never even been off road before, and they did the whole Cape. They even did
Yeah.
gunshot.
They weren't meant to do it, and they're like, "Oh, we're here
just
now."
did it. Well, we did a trip when we did Cape York. We filmed it and we did 2 weeks Brisbane and back.
Yeah.
And we planned that in two weeks.
Yeah.
And then we drove it
Yeah.
2 weeks to tip and back.
Yeah.
And that was with a 2-inch lifted Triton. And that was sort of the idea of that trip, was to try and bust that myth that you need
You don't.
4-inch 35s, all the gear, and a full month. You
No.
just don't need it.
No.
So
Nah, the higher you go, the more you got to dodge low hanging trees.
Yeah.
There was this one track up at Yeppoon. Someone might know where it is, but what was that beach called?
5 Rocks.
Mate, we
Oh, 5
You've
rocks.
been
is-
to 5
Oh,
Rocks, yeah.
getting down onto 3. Yeah, dude, next level.
holy shit, man.
Yeah.
We like it was that was a brand new ute in Canopy basically.
Yeah.
Just everything's painted, and we scratched and clunked and broke so much shit. We've got holes in surfboards and stuff.
I don't know why.
It's unmaintained, eh?
Yeah, but still, the amount of traffic it gets, like, everyone just sneaks through.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we were struggling because I'm just a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
shorter than you.
yeah.
So I'm running the
It was the
3-inch.
boards that was the
We had
biggest
the
thing.
boards on the top.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You don't need to take 5 surfboards around
5's
Australia.
probably a bit much.
How
One-
many times did you surf, babe?
Yeah, probably 5. Nah, I surfed a bit more than that, but I was like, yeah, you get to the west and one longboard, one shortboard, that'll do you.
Yeah.
If it breaks, fix it, buy a new one.
Yeah.
I got so many favourite boards and I couldn't pick which one to take.
Took
And
a lot.
don't take multiple surfboards.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, we'll start wrapping her up. We've got a few questions come through here on Instagram. So, Tom.Breakspear15, when's the next trip planned? That's a little bit of a crazy one at the moment.
As soon as COVID-19
Yeah.
is done, we would be on the road again.
We've got all the toys now. Like we got about to start having some serious fun.
And are you going to go straight back to the west corner? Or?
I think I've always gone down south as my road trips over Christmas and stuff, like
Yeah.
down to sort of Sydney and Gerringong and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're going to go down south, and then Jen hasn't really seen much down that way.
Yeah.
And then I want to do Victoria, like Phillip Island. Done a little bit of Tassie. I want to do more of Tassie.
Oh, yeah,
And then-
Tassie's sick.
Yeah.
And then South Oz. Yeah. I've been to Tassie heaps by plane, but I really want to take a ute over there,
Yeah.
and especially having a quad and stuff down there.
Oh,
like,
mate, west coast of Tassie
I
with a
know.
quad.
yeah, rugged.
Like-
hey.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So like that's all. I mean,
Sick.
we're stoked regardless of what happens because it's all there for us to do.
Yeah.
Things will clear up and everything will go back to normal eventually one day. And we got so much still yet to see.
Is
and
there a time frame, or are you just going to keep working and
mate,
cruising? And
if we get held up like too much by this, obviously coin will run out and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. We'll
Yeah.
we might do it with the caravan and kids or something, but
because at the
ideally,
moment you're homeless, right? You don't-
pretty much, yeah.
You haven't come back to your house as such. You
No.
just
We're
They're
Waiting
rented
it out.
out, so
Yeah.
bunking with mates at Golden Beach.
yeah.
And
right on the water, which is pretty handy. Thanks, Benny and Rax.
but obviously being back here, you still have all your expenses, so
Yeah.
you're chewing through money.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So, we're spending the same money here, homeless on the Sunshine Coast through COVID-19 as what we would if we were on the road.
If
Yeah.
not, we'd be
And that's-
spending more money back here.
Yeah.
We're paying
Yeah,
a
what
little
you
bit
do,
of
you end up
rent
going to the
and-
pub
So,
and carrying
I
on.
know. And then
mucking around.
when you're back in your hometown, you know everyone. So
Yeah.
everyone's like, you know,
And
it's
you're not
guys
working, so you're
not
probably
working.
blowing through even
Building,
more coin, building
like,
toys.
Buying toys, building toy haulers, like
Yeah.
it all dries up eventually. But yeah, we're always going to travel, mate. We're always going to do this stuff.
Yeah, sick.
Just
And you're going to keep trying to ramp the YouTube up next time when you head out, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we go, like, we might even have a year off just to save so that we could do full-time travel and then just YouTube.
Yeah.
well,
rather
hang
than
on.
having to work.
Just let everyone have a look. Tell us what you think. If we're dreaming, just tell us. It'll save us a lot of time.
Yeah, right. Well, look, how many videos you guys got up on YouTube?
Not-
I haven't had a good look. To
Maybe
be completely
5?
honest.
Yeah, maybe
But-
5.
That's only like those 5 clips have only been maybe 6 weeks worth of footage.
Yeah,
So not our whole trip. Half the trip we didn't film.
didn't film.
But
And
if
it
we
takes
were
a while to
go
find a groove and get into the hang of pumping out edits and then
and learning it.
YouTube's pretty hard audience to grow to, I
Yeah.
found.
Yeah.
It is tough. But
Yeah.
We'll just keep chipping away, mate. It's all
Yeah.
a slow burner.
well, I think, you're there. When I did my vlog style trip, like, I literally just used a GoPro and threw the drone up every now and again, and I didn't even realize how much I actually filmed now. Like that,
Yeah.
I'm releasing an ep a week, and they're only 10, 15 minute episodes. I'm cutting them
Yeah.
quite short,
Yeah.
but we're at 11. I've probably got another 5 to go. So
You
Yeah.
get so much footage just on a GoPro, hey.
100%.
Yeah.
Doing this toy hauler, Jen deletes like for one episode, she'll delete like 4 or 5 hours worth of footage. So I'm going to work each day to build my toy hauler with my GoPro and a couple of SD cards.
Yeah.
None of it basically goes on the edit. Like most of it gets thrown away. It's so easy to collect footage.
Yeah, I
It
think
is.
the way I film now is pretty conservative. Like, unless I sort of storyboard what it's going to look like in
Yeah.
my head, and unless it's going to go in there, like, I don't film it.
No, it's handy.
Yeah.
And that's the same as what Justin will tell you is that you just get better and smarter at it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get more efficient.
Yeah.
Initially, you film everything, and
Yeah.
you spend forever going through it.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to get an off-road caravan?
100%.
Yeah, fingers
That's
crossed.
the goal. That's the goal.
That's the goal. So
100%.
toy hauler for now, and then upgrade to a...
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I can tow the toy hauler, Jen can tow the caravan.
There is a caravan where you can put a buggy on, which we do like.
Yeah, have you seen those
Big
Royal Flare
Royal
Raptors?
Flares,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
they're pretty sick.
We
yeah,
have the best of both worlds.
Quad on the back, tinny on the
yeah,
top.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, that-
Quad and a dirt bike. I'd squish this quad and a dirt bike.
Yeah,
Just when you blew them with the missus, you can just jump on the bike,
go for a squirt.
go down the pub. But yeah, I think that'd be a good setup. Like they're
Yeah.
pretty nice inside. I've had a look and
Yeah, well, they've got the they're really clever with the space that the bed drops down over the top of the
Yeah,
seating
Yeah.
area.
that is what sort
That's
of
sick.
Sold
yeah.
out.
You can
That's
still
sold
have a couch and
with
stuff
me.
because
Yeah.
it's a bit shorter with all the toys and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. I think more people need to get on board that kind of setup. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's ripping my ideas off, so why don't someone else make that?
I've frothed that Royal Flare
Yeah,
van
it's
for
sick.
a while, to be honest.
Yeah. 100%, mate. Off-road caravan. I think, especially with Jen, like with the editing and stuff like that, it's so good to have a spot to chill.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah,
had
Con,
a,
if you
a
need to.
place to chill, I'd be doing a lot more
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you, I think I'd have to really consider what my setup would be if I was to do a full-time lap because
Yeah.
I move too quick now and I've never had to sit long enough. But if you're sitting for a while, it'd be nice to be able to kick back
Yeah.
inside somewhere and get out of the weather.
Zone are doing some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm frothing Mountain Trail RV.
Mountain Trail.
Check out Mountain Trail. It's
Yeah.
like next level.
They're like 20 footers or 22 footers or something.
Everything like similar to Zone,
Yeah.
but at the next level of quality. I
Right.
would say
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
pretty
I
sick.
haven't seen them.
I went and had a look through their factory just because I
Was that
intrigued.
one you posted with that 79? Was that a
Uh,
brooder?
No, that was a brooder.
They're pretty sick as well, eh?
Yeah, that thing's next level. That's next level.
I think that's
Everything.
I think that's as everyone gets a bit older, that's the direction everyone will head in. I think off-road caravans so good.
Yeah, the hybrid is so Zone do the smaller
Yeah.
style and the hybrid, and that's the Mountain Trail RV do a 16 foot, a 4.7 it's called,
Right.
and it's sick.
Yeah.
Absolutely sick.
Yeah.
Dual axle, you still get your big kitchen outside.
Yeah.
It's narrower, but yeah, sick.
Yeah. I'm daily. Hey, I'm always showing Jen like, look at this one.
Yeah. Have a look at them. They are bloody expensive. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
they
just-
are
there's
expensive.
No
Yeah.
cost.
I
spared
think
on
what
these
we'll do
setups.
is we'll buy once. Like, if we're gonna do it now, we know that this is what we love doing.
Yeah.
So I'll find something that I'm like heart set on,
Yeah.
and we'll just be done with it. No like baby steps. We'll just get to something that we want. And then,
Yeah.
yeah.
I personally think unless you have kids, you can do what we did with our setup. But if you didn't want to go and spend money on a big caravan just for the two of you, something like what our friends had with that small zone.
Yeah.
It was small enough they could take it anywhere, but they could go inside and sleep or
They spend a lot of time in it. You don't realise like
that was cool.
half your trip's just chilling.
Yeah.
Like it really is. Like
so when the weather turns bad, sitting in the rooftop
it's
tent's no good.
making the most of not being at work, not having anyone tell you what to do. It's like that's the whole reason why you're getting away from all this rat race. And to have someone to chill out's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Happy days. I'm just reading through some funny ones on here. How do you rate the Snowmaster dual zone fridge?
Haven't had a single drama.
Josh Knott, 97. Yeah, I've heard Snowmasters are a bloody good fridge.
Really good. How's this? I just plugged them in and we left.
Yeah.
And they used to beep. They had them set on like, they used to start beeping at like 12.8 volts.
Oh yeah, it said high voltage cut out.
And we'd wake up in the morning, fridges were beeping. But then I got back to Dean. He's like, yeah, you just got to turn them down. They beep the whole way around the country.
So many sleepless nights, and I'd crack it.
Really?
Yeah, it's just the setting.
Voltage
I'm not real good with that sort of stuff. But yeah, so he's sort of wound them down. So yeah, no, they're really good. We haven't had a single problem.
There's a couple people on here asking price of rig, and it's hard to tell. You build them over time, and
mate, just the actual build before like canopies and stuff that blew out of control.
Yeah,
I spent thousands or tens of thousands trying to make that 200 series stuff work, like high flow turbos and injectors and shit. It's an 08 model.
Yeah,
it's just been around Australia, and we didn't really mess around, did we, Dylan? She's cringing at me going, don't talk it down, don't talk it down.
We won't talk.
But we've used it for what it was.
Talks it down.
No, we used it for what it was built for.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It's
you're hard push building a fully kitted out capable vehicle for under like 80 grand.
You can't.
To sort of that sort of level with the correct 12 volt and fridge. You can do it a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
But I think if you
just a train canopy these days is like every bit of 20 grand.
Well, if you're buying a brand new cruiser, you're at 80. You're hard pushed to do a fully kitted out brand new cruiser for under a 50.
And then if you're going to go down that level to do it, you're going to go GVM upgrade because you can't carry shit without it. And then you're going to have like wheels, tire. Oh, mate, it goes out of control.
It's next level.
We just chipped away at it. We like definitely couldn't just roll out a wallet and build another car like that. We just sort of chipped away at it as we went. So
yeah. Happy days. And then most of the other questions here we've pretty much answered as far as 200 series motor, few wheels falling off the wagon, favourite destination, how much to the build. We've basically covered it. So, look, we'll wrap it up there. We're at bloody hour and 20 minutes, something long on this. But, look, thanks for coming in, guys. Do appreciate it. And I think, anyone thinking about doing a trip around Oz as a young couple should be able to take a fair bit away from that. And if you do want to follow along... I'm
always building something.
Yep, and building. Where should they follow you? Obviously, ultimate_cruiser on Instagram.
We'll have a lot more. Been a bit slack lately, but we'll have a lot more up on the toy hauler. Yep. Maybe a chopped something in the near future if Jen will give me the go-ahead.
Yep.
Everyone get on to Jen about letting me chop maybe a 105 or a 200 series. Or Lexus with a 5.7 petrol, 400 horsepower.
But we
maybe
also have our YouTube page, which is Bob and Jen Travels.
So
Bob and Jen Travels on YouTube.
If we're stuck in this Corona stuff, I'll just be doing build stuff.
Build bits and pieces.
Toy haulers.
Well, that's what we're doing. We're sitting in the shed doing little build videos on trucks.
I think, half of this industry is like getting away and doing this cool stuff, and half of it is getting ready to do cool stuff, having all the gear. That's just as fun, I reckon, for me. Like having the setup and then using the setup, they're both enjoyable. Yeah. I think, a lot of DIYs, like just get into it and have some fun.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thanks for sharing everything, guys. Do appreciate it. And I obviously, I'm pinching your toy hauler set up, I'm pinching your little roof loader, and I'm pinching your kitchen out the back. So
just don't get
good job.
200 anytime soon and we'll be sweet.
Nah, the 79's coming and I can't see me having anything else for a while.
No, you got to pay for that one, eh?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, well, there we go, guys.
Legend.
I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions for these guys, just jump on the YouTube and leave them underneath. I'll make sure they come over and answer some questions. If you liked it, chuck it a thumbs up. Once again, shout out to your mates for making this chat a little bit more enjoyable. And if you want anyone to come on this podcast, make sure you comment that below as well. Till next time, get out and enjoy the Explore Life.